Hey, check 1, 2.
Cool. Let's get this party started.
Okay, welcome. Thank you all for being here. It's nice to share this practice with you, and I hope that you enjoyed the last practice on TT Basana and activating the hip flexors through range of motion. And we worked with internal rotation in that practice and talking about how concealment leads to the revelation. Today, I'm feeling sore in the hamstrings and the hip flexors, and I thought we'd actually just do an opposing practice to that. So instead of lengthening the hamstrings and shortening the hip flexors, we're going to lengthen the hip flexors and shorten the hamstrings. And a very different posture, so no, not with an arm balance today. You might want one block will be supportive for our practice. And we had talked about this concept of concealment and revelation as two of the acts of nature, that nature conceals things in order to then reveal them. And then in the revelation, it then conceals again and reveals. And if we are attuned to that pattern that is a part of nature and the universe itself, then we can recognize when that's happening in our own life. Now, the teaching in the Yoga Sutras that is probably, it's considered to be one of the highest, is literally to surrender to the very pattern of the universe that is, that concealment and revelation. To surrender, Ishvara Pranidhana is the name of this one. Ishvara Pranidhana is to surrender to the fact that we are actually an integral part of the pattern that weaves through nature and the universe itself. Whereas most of us subconsciously, it's not an intentional belief system, I don't think. I think we all want to, be a part of the whole on the deepest form, but the ego and parts of our mind forget that we are a part of nature, that we are actually an integral part, that nature has created us, whereas we tend to believe that we're, creating nature. For example, we build this walls around us, and then we look outside and we say nature is out there, whereas we don't necessarily think every day that nature is right here. This is a beautiful manifestation of nature, this physical body of mine, the thoughts of mine, the breath that's moving through me. When we surrender to the realization that we are an actual integral part of the whole, that is when samadhi is attained. The samadhi is the state of oneness, that the experience that we have when the fluctuations or the rise and fall of the mind and the attachments and the aversions and the belief systems, they all start to subside. We can connect to that universal consciousness that exists through all of us, and we have this experience that we call samadhi. It's usually accompanied with with bliss, a feeling of bliss that overwhelms us. Now, Ishvara Pranidhana is said, if you practice this one thing, surrender to your own divine nature, that you are a part of this bigger pattern, this bigger weaving of different forces that make up nature or consciousness or the universe itself, then that's all that is needed. Now, surrendering to that, of course, that means surrendering to the timing of unfolding of events in nature itself and all that surrounds you and in your life. It means recognizing that life doesn't revolve around you, which I know that sounds, I don't mean that in the way that most people would use it in an argument, like life doesn't revolve around you, but I mean it in a way that our entire perception of the world is based on our experience in this human form. That is, we have all these lenses of perception that we look at life through. And so whether we like it or not, every single one of us believes that the universe revolves around us. Not that we believe that it's going to bend to our will necessarily, but we believe our set of beliefs. And that's where we have issues. So if somebody else believes something different than us that goes against our systems of belief, then we believe them to be wrong and us to be right. Whereas Ishvara Pranidhana is about recognizing that we have belief systems that may or may not be right, whatever. They're just belief systems. We have thought patterns and emotional patterns, and all of these things make up a very small thread in the bigger fabric of the universe itself. And when we recognize that smallness, this is the key, then we realize that this little thread that is us actually is woven into a much bigger experience. Then we realize that we are a part of that bigger experience, that the thread is actually the fabric itself. And so at first it's about, it feels weird because you're like, oh, I'm smaller then. But then you realize you're actually a part of something massive, much bigger. You're not as small as the ego. You're actually much more powerful. You are a part of nature itself. Nature has created this experience of humanity. That is nature. That is the universe in taking form in the shape of the body. And in that open experience of recognizing the truth about who we are, that is where samadhi can emerge. So Ishvara Pranidhana. Can we open our minds to the realization that we are an integral part of nature and the universe? Let's start today in child's pose. Please take this form of child's pose. Fingertips. And with the fingertips, you're going to try to bend your elbows slightly and relax your chest down so your shoulder blades come together. And then start to lean back and straighten the arms, keeping the armpits up and shoulder blades more or less toward each other on the back, so you feel a lifting in the upper arm bone. And more of probably a back bend in the upper back as well here. You're going to feel an opening across the collarbones, or at least across the pectorals. Take a full breath in. And exhale. Maybe we consider this pose a physical bow. A bow, Ishvara Pranidhana, a bow to the awareness that we are all there is. Not the little self, but the bigger self. We are connected and tied. We are a thread in the bigger fabric of the universe. This is the hardest one for most of our egos that claim individuality, that our ego that really tries to define us as small roles that we play in society, in families. The ego that tries to define us and put us in a box and separate us from each other. This is the hardest because the ego needs to let go of its stronghold in order to see its place in the grander scheme of things. So it will force rejection. It will say that, no, that's not correct. It will fight this concept of Ishvara Pranidhana. But when we start to re-identify and form a bigger box, that we are a bigger part of the whole,
The ego can jump on board with that and start celebrating. Yes, I'm actually much bigger. Walk the hands over to the left and really reach the right arm long. So you start to stretch the right ribs. Take a full breath into it. Exhale it out. Walk over to the right. Again, left arm goes really long. Stretch the left rib cage. Back to center. Spread the fingers. Inhale, come forward, all fours, tuck the toes. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round the back, gaze towards your navel. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale and round. Inhale, arch, look up. And this time, exhale, downward facing dog, hands a little further out in front. Try to take a longer down dog today. And then push the ground away, stretch the shoulders towards the ears, and lift the sit bones up. Take a full breath in and out. Shift forward to plank pose, inhale. Knees down, child's pose, exhale. Forwards, all fours, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky, inhale. Bend the knee and open up your hip. Hold here, breathe into your right rib cage. Exhale. Straighten the leg, inhale, square the hip. Knee to nose around the back. Using those hip flexors. Inhale, reach back and up. Step right foot forward. Today, take your left hand off the mat over to the left. Fingertips face directly out. And look at your left shoulder. You're going to spin the bicep here to face outward and roll the shoulder back behind your chest. So if your hand is too narrow, that won't move. You have to go wide for this, okay? And then that allows you to roll the shoulder out and press the heart forward. Take the right hand behind your head. Take a full breath in, press the head back. Exhale it out. Pull your 2 feet toward each other, back hip up a little higher. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, both hands to the ground, framing the foot. Inhale, plank pose. Child's pose, exhale. All fours, inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, down dog. Left leg to the sky, inhale. Bend the knee, open the hip. Hang out here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, straighten legs, square hip. Knee to nose, exhale. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, step. Right hand goes to the right, fingertips face out. And start with your left hand on your knee. Gather strength in your legs. Take a full breath in. And then spin your right shoulder out. Look at your bicep, make sure it turns out. And that your right shoulder rolls down. Your right shoulder blade rolls down your back, moving your heart forward. In this position, hold it, but draw your feet toward each other. Lift the hips up. And then start to place your left hand behind your head. Look straight to the front of your yoga mat. Press the head straight back into the hand. Let's breathe in here. And breathe out. Keep the back hip lifted. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Frame the foot with your hands as you exhale. Inhale, plank pose. Lower the knees and try this. With your knees down, hands wide, Try to soften your chest between your shoulder blades. So your scapula, your shoulder blades come together like this. This is called retracting the scapula. Then point your feet and lower the pelvis down and press your rib cage forward. So you're right in cobra pose. Take a full breath in, lift the belly up towards your throat. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, all fours, tuck toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Shift forward to plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, knees down. Again, soften. Shoulder blades come together. Elbows bend a little bit. Pelvis slowly releases. Heart presses forward and up. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Full breath in. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale to all fours, arch and look up. Exhale, down dog. Full breath in, move your hips a little side to side. And out. Bend both knees, turn the tailbone one direction. Stick your butt out. Switch sides, bend both knees. Tailbone the other direction, stretch the side waistline. Back to center. And walk the feet slowly to the front of the yoga mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale and bow. 2 more, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. And 1 more, inhale. Exhale and bow. Soften your knees a little bit. Reach the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, and give yourself a little shoulder stretch. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. One more breath. Hands to the hips. Arch the upper back. Rise all the way up to stand. Tadasana. Let's do a little more warm up here. Now we'll do the same pose that we did, but flowing with that, and you'll just follow me. One thing I'm just going to mention before we do anything is when we do flows like 1, 2, 3, which we'll be doing here, and I'll just show you, demonstrate. You're going to go like this. Inhale. The first one is just soft. Exhale, release. The next one's a little bit longer and release. And the next one. And that's where you kind of go to that more expansive state. But we follow the very nature of expansion and contraction. Things don't just expand right away. There's a pulse to the expansion. There's a rise and fall, just like a set of waves that come in. The first wave is not so big, right? The first wave is small. The second wave is a little bit bigger. And the next wave is a little bit bigger. If it's a set of 5, then it goes bigger. So we follow that natural pattern. And what this does for the body is it gives it the opportunity to feel more safe, and then it will want to open up. So if we hold it back a little bit from the fullest expansion, it starts craving that. And then all the muscular system starts to get on board with that and prepares itself. Okay, so let's check it out. Tadasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach up. Exhale, bow, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Left foot steps back as you exhale, left hand to the left. 3 times. Trace the horizon line. Inhale, softly. Exhale, release. 2 more like that. Inhale, trace the horizon. Shoulder spins. Exhale. Last one. Nice big breath in. Curl open. Reach, reach long, 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 long. Exhale and release. Inhale to plank pose. Lower knees, soften all the way to the ground, Chaturanga. And let's just do 3 little cobras. like a wave. Inhale, little tiny cobra. Using your back muscles only. Exhale. Again, a little bit higher. Inhale, press your belly down. Exhale. Biggest expansion here, no hands. Inhale. Exhale. Forehead to the ground, interlace the hands behind your back. Same thing now. Switch your interlacing, other pinky on the outside. Same thing as the mini cobras. Reach your hands up. First one is small. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, soften. A little bit higher. Inhale. Exhale. Full expression on the big breath in. Press your belly and pelvis down. Exhale, release. Place the hands, come to all fours. Tuck your toes, lead with your tailbone up, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Lift the heels, look forward, empty the breath. Hopper step. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bow. Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. To the earth, Uttanasana. Half lift, inhale. Right foot back, exhale. Right hand over to the right, 3 times. Inhale, trace the horizon line softly. Exhale, melt back. 2 more. Exhale. Nice big breath in for the expansion. Curl back. And release, hands to either side of the front foot. Inhale, plank pose. Place the knees down, lower Chaturanga. Slide the hands wide this time. Inhale, round the back. Exhale, soften. Melt the heart. From inner belly, draw the belly in towards your throat. And release. Again, inhale, round the back a little bit. Soften. Inhale, belly up. Heart forward, pull it forward, and release. 1 more time, reach the toes back. Inhale, round. Soften, shoulder blades come together, heart melts. Press the chest forward and up, forward and up. And release. All fours, inhale. Tuck toes, exhale, down dog. 1 round, come forward to plank pose. Chaturanga. Place the knees down, flip the toes, upward dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale. Feel free to move if you have some little kinks you want to get out there. One more breath in. Lift the heels, look forward. Exhale the breath out. Hopper step. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bow. Rise to the sun, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands to heart, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach up to the earth. Half lift. Step or hop, Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Right leg to the sky. Step forward. Push down, rise, high lunge. Hold here. Let's do this. Place the hands on the front thigh for a second. We take a humble bow towards that realization that we are a part of the fullness of the universe. So we draw the back ribs up like we're lifting and lengthening here. And then think about keeping the back ribs up like you're bowing inward. But like imagine there's a bar. You're going to go up and over that bar until you feel your abdominals cinch inward. So it's not just like a falling back, but a rising up, up, up and over. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Lift from your inner back thigh. Press your inner leg up to the sky. Let's do one more enjoyable breath. Lift up, lift up. Exhale, release hands to the ground. Plank pose, inhale. Exhale, knees down, chaturanga. Slide the hands wide, fingertips, inhale. Soften. Pull the heart forward and up, inhale. Exhale, release. Let's try plank pose if you can. Otherwise on knees, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Left side, 3-legged dog. Step forward. Kick the heel down, rise up, high lunge. Hands to the front knee, a humble bow. Part of the integral fabric of the universe itself. And we just take a moment of recognition. As we breathe, we can actually feel that we're being breathed. That nature is pulsing right through this physical body. It is this physical body. We lift and lengthen to facilitate more space for breath. And take the arms up. And in celebration that we are a part of something much bigger, press the back inner thigh up and reach up. One more breath, get tall. Exhale, hands to the ground. Inhale, plank pose. And place knees down, chaturanga. Slide hands wide, inhale round. Soften the heart forward, shoulder blades back. Lift the heart up. Exhale, release. All fours or plank pose. Exhale, down dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Full breath in. And out. Inhale. Lift the heels on the in-breath, look forward. Exhale, hopper step. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale and bow. Rise to the sun, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands to the heart, Samasthiti. Bend the knees, chair pose preparation. So, same kind of concept here. You place the hands to the thighs. Take a humble bow for a moment. Sit low and sit back. So feet are about hip width apart or so. With the knees back, stick your buttocks up and start to lift the back ribs up like you're getting pulled up by a string. Now keep that height. This is the key. Keep the height here and just go up, up, up and over that with the front body as if you're trying to do I used to do the high jump, trying to go up and over a bar. Draw the shoulders open by drawing the scapula together and reach the arms up. Press the heels outward to activate your buttock muscles. So push out with the heels. That'll help you get a little more lift from the stability of the hips. Get more lift in the center in your core. Take one more full breath in. Exhale, release. Bow to the earth. Halfway lift, inhale. Step or hop, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg to the sun, inhale. Step forward. Push down, high lunge. Chaturanga, right through. Up dog or cobra pose, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Left leg to the sun. Step forward. Push down, rise. Chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Full breath in. And out. Let's do 2 more here. Inhale. Exhale. Start to feel the sensations of your body. Sensation is the key to recognizing that we're a part of something bigger. Inhale, lift the heels. Empty the breath out, hop or step. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, bow. Bend knees, Utkatasana. Stand up, hands to heart. Utkatasana, chair pose, inhale. Bow, Uttanasana, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right leg to the sun, inhale. And step forward. Push down, rise, high lunge. Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2, and hold. So we create this rhythmic breathing in the yoga practice where the heart starts to pulse, the breath expands and contracts, and we start to feel sensations of the body. We feel that we are a human having experience, and that human experience, that fullness of breath, that energy, that vibrancy that we feel inside, what's called prana, life force, helps us to reduce the rise and fall of the vrittis, which are the mind stuff. And then it allows us to go below the surface of the mind and experience that we are an integral part of all there is. It starts with connecting to the energy that is inside of us, this breath, and the sensations of the body. Recognizing that this is a gift, this time we have in this physical form. It's a gift to be here, exploring. Flip the right palm, inhale, reverse warrior, hold here. Exhale. 2 more, inhale. One more. Exhale, hands to the ground. Please step control into plank pose. Chaturanga. Again, 1 breath for cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side up, inhale. Step forward. Push down, rise, high lunge. Exhale, open warrior 2. Hold here. We breathe about 5 to 6 breaths. And in that sensation of breathing, feel the pulse of your heart, the flow of energy through you. Observe what it feels like to be alive. And in that observation is where we start to, the ego can start to surrender to the reality that it doesn't know all there is. But the truth of the matter is that we are actually a living, breathing aspect of something much bigger. We are part of nature, and nature is a part of the universe. So we feel that. It's not a belief, it's something you can experience. Left hand up, inhale. Hold here. 2 more. One more, inhale. Exhale, hands to the earth. Again, control. Step to plank with a full breath in. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, 1 breath in. Exhale, back to down dog. Let's breathe 3 breaths here. Lift heels up, inhale. Empty the breath, hop or step. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, bow. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Stand up, hands to heart. Bend the knees, Utkatasana. This time, hands to heart, twist to your right. Try to think about not turning the hips, but think about kind of turning the back of your heart towards the ground. Your hips will start to turn automatically, and then you can kind of bring them back. Wag your tail to the right. Then lift your heart up. A little back bend for today instead of a rounded position. Breathe into the back of the heart. 2 more. One more. Place your right hand on your thigh, left hand on your left thigh. Inhale, lift the heart. Hold here as you exhale. Let the spine come back to center. Now we take the right tricep over to left thigh. Left palm on top. Lay the right shoulder down as you pull your left shoulder back. Now you're going to feel your hips turn a little bit. Pull your right knee and right hip back. And then lift the heart up. Place the left hand on the thigh, right hand on the other thigh. Lift the chest up. Exhale, bow, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Just bow again, exhale. Another one, inhale, half lift. Exhale, just bow. Inhale, half lift. Chaturanga, step or hop. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Right leg to the sun. Step forward. Push down, rise, high lunge. Open up, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, reverse. Side angle preparation. Forearm on the thigh, hand on the hip. Pause here. Move the top of your left thigh back. Squeeze your feet toward each other. Hold here. And start to find a back bend. So curl your heart back and pull your belly and ribs towards your throat. At that point, it might be useful to place your right hand on a block outside of the foot, or if you can, do a little more of a back bend and place the fingertips. Place the left hand behind the head. Press the head back into your hand. Your back hip will tend to collapse. Keep it up, lift it high. Two more breaths. Place the left hand to your hip. Look down at your right foot and straighten the right leg. Turn your back heel out a little bit so your toes face in. Trikonasana, preparation. Curl the throat back again like you did in side angle. So it's a little bit of a back bend today. Keep the slight back bend. Option to turn the gaze and reach the hand up. 3 more breaths. One more breath. You'll bend the front knee, place left hand off the mat, right foot, heel toes out to the right, back knees down, and we open up the front. Bend the back knee for a thigh stretch by using your hamstrings first, and then reach back for your foot for a thigh stretch. Curl the throat back. Look straight to the front of your yoga mat instead of up at the sky. So look straight forward, and that'll help you curl back. The left shoulder, again, spin it out. Spin the bicep out so your shoulder blade kind of rolls your heart open. Your foot, your back foot, kick it back into your hand so you get a little activation of your quads. And release. Left hand firmly planted on the ground. Step to all fours. Come to the outer edge of your left foot, side plank. Spin the left shoulder out and press the heart forward and a little up. So gentle back bend, hand behind the head. Modified side plank, full breath in and out. Full breath in. Slow release, both hands to the ground. Come to child's pose, give your left arm a break. Full breath in here. And out. All fours, inhale, arch and look up. Tuck toes, exhale, down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Left leg to the sun. Step. Push down, inhale, rise. Open. Reverse. Side angle preparation. Hips back a little bit. Keeping the groins and buttocks back. Curl the throat and chest away from the pelvis so you create a big arc in your spine. And then place the left hand down and out. Right hand comes behind the head. Press the head back into your hand. Keep the back inner thigh lifted. Let's do 3 breaths in together. One more enjoyable breath in. Right hand to the hip, look down. Okay, walk your left hand back. Walk your right heel, the back heel back slightly so your toes face in as you begin to straighten towards Utthita Trikonasana triangle pose. Keeping that, turn the belly, turn a little back bend for today. You feel the side waistline stretching. Option to take the arm up to the sky, or you can keep the hand behind the head as well. Two more breaths. One more breath. Look down, bend the knee. Both hands to the earth. Left foot, heel, toes to the left. Turns out, right hand out to the right. Open the chest. Use your hamstrings first to bend the knee. So you build some strength there. And then reach back for a thigh stretch. Again, we want to activate the quads, so press the foot back into the hand. Activating the quads, press the low heart forward and curl back. Feel the breath moving through you. The experience of breath reminding you that you're alive and that nature is you. It's pulsing through you as you. And recognizing and remembering that we are actually an integral part of the whole. Ishvara Pranidhana is what reminds us. It's the surrender to that experience, letting go of controlling everything outside of ourselves and allowing the realization that we are an integral part of nature, of the universe, of that pattern, to be accompanied with everything else in our life. It doesn't mean we have to get rid of anything, just accompany that realization. Okay, and then release. Child's pose. Full breath in. Reminding ourselves of that humble bow to our bigger self, that more expansive part of us that is the fullness of all there is. And that we are not limited by the beliefs of our ego or the confines of how it defines us in this world, but we are much grander, much, much grander than that. That the entire flow of the universe exists inside this body. You can experience it every breath you take. Reminding us with every pulse of the heart that we are alive and that nature is taking the form as us. Come forward to all fours, hands and knees. Tuck the toes, exhale, down dog. Please take the right leg to the sky, inhale. Step forward as you exhale, but place the back knee onto the ground. I'm going to recommend pointing the foot. For a moment, use your quadriceps. So press the top of the back foot down and lift your back knee up so your quads activate, and then release, and then use your hamstrings, flex the foot and pull your heel to your butt. Do that a couple times. Activate the quads, activate the hamstrings. Quads, and one more hamstrings. All right, point the foot, top of the back foot down, rise up. Lift the sides of the waistline, the belly up. And imagine there's like that feeling that the back ribs get lifted, like you're getting pulled up by a string back there, like pulling up, pulling up, pulling up. Then you go up, 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 and over that with the front side. Hinge the front knee forward. Pull the back knee towards the front knee so your hips actually lift and your groin muscles activate. Lift up, sides of the body up, 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 up. Take the hands back only. Again, lift the sides of the body up. Take the hands back only. Knee forward. One more breath. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, melt back. Plank pose, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Left side up to the sky. Step forward. Back knee comes down. Okay, let's do a few to warm up the quads. Press the top of the foot down. Activate the quadriceps. Switch it. Activate the hamstrings. Flex the foot. Pull the heel towards bum. Switch it. Press the top of the foot down. Activate the quads. Switch it. Flex the foot. Pull the heel towards your buttocks. Let's do another one. Okay, top of the back foot down, rise up, Anjaneyasana preparation. Hips go forward. Press the top of the back foot down so your quads stay active, and pull your two knees toward each other. So there's a activation along the inner thigh line. Back ribs up, it's that humble bow to the experience that we are a part of the fullness of all there is. Ishvara Pranidhana. And we just expand upon that and lift up and lengthen. And when we take the physical body becomes an expression of that bigger vastness of all there is. Press the top foot down, lift up taller, and come up and over that bar. Knee forward. Inhale, lift up. Sides of the body up, hands back. Exhale, release, hands to the ground. Beautiful. Step to all fours, arch the back. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And full breath out. Come forward to plank pose. I missed Vashisthasana, so we're going to go to it now. Side of the right foot. Spin the right shoulder out and press the heart through. So you're in a little bit of a back bend and place the hand behind the head. The top leg can stay down or can lift up a little bit for more balance. Come back around and place both knees down. And we're going to come to our back, so have the head face the front of the yoga mat. Start with some gentle back bends here with robot arms. Press your elbows and shoulders down and move your shoulder blades toward each other. Form an arc in the back so you have a back bend. Now use your buttock muscles, press down through your heels, move your knees away from you. Keep the back bend so your rib cage moves towards your face. Your knees move away from your face. So the two ends of the spectrum move away from each other, lengthening. Take a full breath in. And then keep the back bend, but slowly lower the pelvis down like you're doing anterior tilt like Beyonce would do. Here, you just kind of stick your butt out. Then press down through your heels, knees go away from you, heart goes towards you. Press your shoulders down. Exhale, soften. Let's do 3 more. Keep the back bend the whole time. Inhale, lift the heart up towards your face, knees towards your toes, and soften. 2 more. Lengthen the belly, heart towards your face. Exhale. 1 more time. Knees away from you, heels down, buttocks active, hips up, and release. Pause. Don't hug your knees to your chest by any means, just stay in the position. If you need to, you can do 1 leg at a time like this. You go hand to knee and it squeezes towards opposite without losing the arch back. So keep the arch in the back. We don't want to, the discs, the intervertebral discs start to push forward when we do back bends. We don't want to start rounding the opposite direction because it can compress the disc. All right, so now taking it 1 step further, knees go away from you, heart goes towards you. Lift up, press the heels down, rise up. Now, if you can, you interlace your hands underneath and press your wrist down into the mat. You can walk your shoulders a little bit underneath and press your heart towards your face. Now, walk your feet in a little bit closer. Press your left heel down, right knee to chest. Hold. 1 more breath. Release. Gather your breath. Hips go back up. Press your right heel down. Use your buttock muscles. Bring your left knee in. 1 more. And release. Before lowering down, press your heart up to the sky or hips up to the sky. And release. Brilliant. Warming up the back muscles, warming up the quads and the buttocks. And this time we're going to interlace the other finger. Okay. So first, bridge pose with your robot arms. Knees go away from you. Activate your glute muscles. Walk the arms underneath. Other pinky on the outside. Press your shoulders. Press your hands down into the mat. Take your right heel, dig it into the earth, left knee to the sky. Take a full breath in. Keep your knee towards your face, activating your hip flexors, and then extend the heel up to the sky. Keep your hip flexors active so your leg is close to your face as possible. Release by bending the knee. Press through your heels, heart towards your face. Bring your right knee towards your face. Keep it as close to your face as possible. Kick up through the heel. Bend the knee and release hips down to the ground. Bravo. So most of the time when we do that pose, a lot of people will kick out this way, and that's lack of hip flexor strength, which we've been working on the past few days, or the past few sessions. Activating the hip flexors keeps the leg in tight and fights the hamstrings from, when the hamstrings activate, the leg gets pulled this way. If you use your hip flexors against the hamstrings, this is what really creates a tremendous amount of body awareness and mastery in the physical form, when you can use your own muscles rather than outside forces to oppose one another. That's how you can figure out, if you video yourself doing this, you'll see if your leg is out here, you know that your hip flexors are weak and your hamstrings are tight. Most people would approach this by just stretching the hamstrings more. My approach is, well, okay, that's a good opportunity. Now the hip flexors can get strong against the tightness of the hamstrings. Okay, it's a brilliant, brilliant way to do it. That way you can develop strength and awareness of your body. Building strength builds awareness. Passively stretching, it may increase flexibility, but it doesn't build awareness of how to use your body, because there is no passive stretch in which your body becomes more intelligent. Okay, your intelligence is how to use a body. The only way that your body can be used is through muscle activation. That's how we move, through muscle activation. Okay, now you can try this one more time on both sides each time. So here we go. We press the shoulders down into the mat, pop the heart up, press the hips to the sky, interlace whichever your favorite grip is. Press the right heel down, left knee to the chest, and keep the knee close and kick up, up, up. Take a full breath in, press your right heel down, and release, hold, soften a little bit. Press your hips again up to the sky. Left heel digs into the earth. Right knee as close to your chest as possible. Kick up to the sky. Full breath in. Kick your left heel down. And release. Hold on. Sorry, as we'll jump the gun. Press both hips up so you even pose, even pose. And now release. Amazing. Take a full breath in. And exhale out. Full breath in. And exhale. Okay, take your right leg in. This time we oppose that. You take your hands behind your hamstring and kick the heel up to the sky and press the leg away from your hands, forming a little arch in your back. An option to slide the left leg out. Holding here, full breath in. Firm up your right quadriceps and reach through your heel. So flex or dorsiflex the right foot. Your right hip flexors are still engaged. You see how the leg stayed exactly as it was, even though I took my hands out. So right hip flexors are still engaged, trying to keep the thigh as close to your chest as possible, while keeping an arc in your low back. So low back still in the back bend. Release that side. Quadriceps should be tired. Hip flexors should be tired. Switch sides. Well, keep the knee bent. Bring the knee towards chest. Interlace hands behind hamstring. Flex the foot. It's called dorsiflexion. And kick the sky up with the heel. A little tip of the pelvis into anterior tilt. You'll see that legs moves away from you, so you have to use your hip flexors to keep the leg close. And keep pressing the heel up to the sky and the leg into your hands. Slide the right leg away from you. Now, a nice test is if your hip flexors are engaged, then when you let go, you should be able to keep your leg exactly as it is. You can test that for yourself. Are my hip flexors engaged? Okay, and release. Okay, so now this time, take your leg a little closer in. See if you can interlace your hands around your foot or grab a strap. Okay, now the thigh stays right up against the chest. Any amount you kick through your heel and straighten the leg. Now press the back of your pelvis into the ground so your low back forms an arch again. Firm up your quads. Option, slide the left leg long. Keep dorsiflexing your foot. It'll tend to point because it wants to release the stretch. See if you can use your tibialis anterior, those are the shin muscles here, to dorsiflex your foot. So you strengthen the front of your shin against the tightness of the back. If you let go, hopefully your leg stays right where it is. Probably not. One more breath. And release. Other side, bring the knee in tight. Grab either a strap or hands around the big toe mounds. Flex through the heel, kick the heel. You're going to feel a stretch back of the leg here all the way down. Turn the leg slightly in, by the way. I missed that on the other side. That will activate TFL a little bit easier. That's the one hip flexor that we worked on last time. Now, keeping that option to slide your right leg long and a slight low back bend, keeping your back in its natural curvature. Again, try to see if you can keep the leg where it is if your hands are not on the foot, using your hip flexors against the tension of the hamstrings. Turning the leg in will recruit TFL tensor fascia lata, one of your hip flexors that can be very strong if you start to strengthen it.
Okay, and release. Happy baby, half happy baby. So leg up, bend the knee, and rotate the thigh out to the right. Hand grabs the heel or strap around foot if you need, and pull the leg down. Option, stretch this leg long. An option to use your hand here to help the knee and thigh bone externally rotate. Heel is kicking up into the hand, by the way. Slowly release that side. Other side. Okay, release your half happy baby. And take your right leg, left foot bends. Now, so you can grab your foot and straighten the leg to the best of your ability. And now we do a sit-up. Bend the elbows out to the side. Hold here or extend the left leg. Using the abdominals and then release. The abdominals that you stretched a lot today. Switch sides. Oh, sorry, keep the right foot on the ground. Knee in, interlace the hands. Press through the heel. Hold here. Now use your abdominals, do a sit-up. Forehead to shin if possible, and maybe extending the right leg. Elbows wing out to the sides. Use your low abdominals as well. And release. Press the back of your head into the ground. A little massage of your neck muscles that just work. And happy baby pose. Of course, option to straighten the legs if that's what you want to go for. And release into Shavasana, palms face up, feet splay out to the sides. We take a full breath in. And out through the mouth. Now as the physical body starts to come to stillness, can you feel the pulse of the universe inside of you? You can feel it in the form of a tingling heat, pulse of the heart, vibrations under your skin, a vibrancy of energy. In this area of subtle body, it's called, we can start to realize that there is energy that is beyond this physical form, that there is a pulse inside of us, that we are nature in the form of a physical body. This body is a part of something much grander. Ishvara Pranidhana. We allow ourselves to give into the fullness of all there is. inviting the ego into something much bigger. Come back to your breath and body as you breathe in. Start to awaken your fingers and toes. Stretch the arms. Bend your knees and roll to your side. Come up to a seated position. Let's place the palms at heart center. Enjoy a full breath in and out. Ishvara Pranidhana, the humble bow to the realization that we are a thread amongst a bigger fabric. that we are a part of nature. And when we surrender to the patterns of nature, the contractions, the expansions, the natural rhythm of it, and its timing, this is when we can truly experience that oneness with all there is. Thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for your openness. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. So nice to have you here. Couple of announcements. Yoga Alliance has announced that social distancing for yoga will continue through September 30th. Now, I don't know necessarily if I will continue doing the class passes through the summertime, but I potentially will do something for June. Either the same thing or something slightly different, perhaps maybe a different schedule. But as of right now, know that there might be something coming up. I will figure out what that looks like in the next week or so. So if you enjoy this experience and you want to continue, we'll have some form of it, and I will announce exactly what that's going to look like for you so you know what to expect. And then in addition, right now we're doing a 200-hour teacher training. We do have 2 spots left for that if anybody is interested in joining in. But I will likely be running a second one in either starting in June or July, something of that nature. So if you're interested in doing it, maybe now is not the time. If it is now the time, then please reach out. We have 2 spots that we can fill. And then again, if you want to do something for the future, like say in June or July, that would be something for me to know. Get on the wait list there and I'll announce it for you if it's going to happen. Thank you all for tuning in here. Thank you for being a part of the May Pass. Nice to see you and practice with you. I hope you're feeling good. And I hope you've enjoyed this exploration of the hip flexors so far in the past few practices. And Ishvara Pranidhana, one of my favorites, but also one of the rare ones for me to teach because of how it challenges me personally and how I would say it's a scary one to surrender to the biggest expansion there is, to surrender the ego to all there is. So I'm happy to share it with you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for practicing. Thank you for trying it on, and have a beautiful day. Also, please, thank you for everybody that has shared on Instagram practices and in the Facebook group. Please continue to do so. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see your practice, and whether it's on Instagram or if it's in the Facebook group or whatever suits you. It's really nice to just it gives me a little bit of feedback seeing everyone else doing it, and it gives me inspiration for the next class. And so I love that. So thank you for sharing. Okay, bye-bye.